In this video, we're going for a ride up to Sagas Lake, and we'll be taking the ATV route 5401. But first, we got to take Route 10, and there's a couple ways to get to 5401. You can either go down Chemin Spadeau. If you're coming from St. Leonard, you can take the 25, and then you join up with the 10. Or you can do what we did when we finished the ride, which was to come back on Route 10 and then on 12 south of the snowmobile trail. But in any case, we're going to come up here. We're going to be coming up here on the road here on the right. And this is the junction with Route 10 and 5401. So 5401 goes that way, and then we're going to follow this old government road. I remember coming down this road with an old 1980s Ford Escort. Road was a little bit more better shape. There were actually a few houses along the stretch. So it was, now it's mainly used for ATV, a little bit of logging. There's quite a few private land, so you'll see quite a few gates on this trip. But this is fairly easy going. And then we're going to crisscross. We're going to head towards Saint-Anne. And we're going to cross les forêts expérimentales and les chutes Cuisibis, which is an option to take, but we're going to go straight up to the lake. The old man wanted to go and see that, so we're on our way. And we're coming up to Chemin Martin in the Saint-Anne-de-Madawaska area. We're going to cross the road, and we're going to get on Clark Road for quite a bit of this ride remaining. We're going to come up to a left. You're going to see signs for the experimental forest, or the Forêt Expérimentale. Man, I can't... Been a while since I've been there. And also there's signs for the Chute Cuisibis, which I've never been to. So... that's an option to turn off, so maybe another time we'll do that. But basically, we're going to follow this Clark Road for quite a ways. We're going to go through a couple logging operations, so we'll see evidence of that, and also we might see a few residences or, you know, looks like camps and stuff. So this is a pretty easy ride. And then once we see the signs here, we're going to come up on the left there. It's pretty easy to see. And at first we were kind of confused of the sign. It kind of had this turning sign, but that was really to get to the Forêt Expérimentale, and then from there, not far from the Sucrerie Gagnon and all that stuff. So we're going to see a little bit of some maple sugar installations a little bit later, but So far, this road is pretty good, and I'll be honest with you, I have never been this deep into les écossessions, as we say in the back roads here of basically where I grew up. So kind of interesting to go through this. All right, so the patch of trees, a patch of maples on the right, we're all hooked up for maple sugar production. And here's a little shed. Looks like it's quite the installation once they get into winter. So that was kind of interesting to see after the logging zone. But we're basically coming up to the turnoff to continue on the 5401 for the next couple hundred meters, and then we'll do a right to get to the actual lake. So we're stopping here. We're just checking maps because the trail essentially degrades quite a bit. We're going downhill. It was looking pretty narrow, and so a couple spots here that we're gonna have to cross over some fairly big water obstacles. Nothing that the side-by-side can't handle, but still was kind of interesting to run into that at the very end here. All right, so at this point, the actual trail continues to the left, but from the Quad NB maps, this section coming up here is closed. So this could be just a wintertime kind of trail, or if somebody knows a little bit information, how come this section is closed, that'd be great. But otherwise, we took the right, and you can see it clear from the satellite imagery that there is a fairly good road that goes up. I personally don't have any background information of the Sagas Lake. It's this was the tail end of the lake. There is some concrete installations, kind of working as a reservoir dam or something. So I don't know what was up here back in the day, but that was kind of interesting. So we came back and we took the continued on to Route 10 to go through Patrick afterwards, and then we're going to end up on Route 12 southbound, and we're going to come out at exit 53, which is in Sagas, and that will complete our ride. So we figured that we wanted to try this out and see. It's been quite a few years since I actually did this section of trail, and we're going to come up to some open fields, and these fields is known as Sur Patrick, and these are fields that we actually manage on the farm. So spent quite a few spring and falls and summers doing hay and planting and seeding and all that fun stuff. But the trail, very well marked. Trail goes that way, and then we end up eventually on at exit 53, and this is the southbound Route 12. You just need to go down, take a right, and right before the overpass, you'll see the service road. There's no signs there, but you'll see it on the left, and you can follow that all the way down to St. Leonard, and then you can eventually hook up to the 25 and make your way down to Grand Falls. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. The GPX of this ride is linked in the description of the video. So otherwise, we got one more ride as part of this series for this summer up in this area. So we'll talk to you guys next time.